Welcome to Seattle College's international programs and our show Conversations With, where we talk to people that help you understand how you too can be an international student in the United States and why Seattle Colleges should be your first choice. We'll talk to students and staff and agents and government folks, all kinds of people about what you can expect when you're getting ready to apply or travel here, what you'll experience while you're with us, and how it can all lead to an amazing life. Don't forget to check out the Seattle College's International Programs website at intl.seattlecolleges.edu, where you can find a treasure trove of information about the school, the programs here, and best of all, fill out and submit your application. Again, that's intl.seattlecolleges.edu. Hey everybody, this is Evan Franulovich. Welcome back to Conversations With Season 2. And I'm very excited today. I have a guest all the way from China who is at our North Seattle campus. And I'm going to let him introduce himself, and we're going to talk about his story, which is just really inspiring and fascinating. So I hope you're going to enjoy this episode. Welcome. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, tell people who you are and where you're from.
Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Quan. I'm from China. I'm an international student in North Seattle College. I'm studying art towards my AFA and A degree. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited to be here today to join you for this show. You know, it's the first time, so I feel very excited.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Evan, for having me.
Yeah. So one thing you guys should know, since you may not be seeing a visual here, but we are close to the same age. I was born in 1967. You were born in, I hope it's okay to say, you were born in 1965. Okay. So yeah, you are not the normal age for a beginning student. Mm-hmm. What made you decide to go after your associate's degree in your AFA, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, what possessed you to, because you already have a bachelor's degree, yeah? Mm-hmm. So you have your bachelor's degree in what?
In architecture.
In architecture.
In China, but I don't have any degree in the United States.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So you decided this is something you wanted to do.
Yeah, yes. Right. So after I completed my study here for EFA and AA degrees, mm-hmm. I plan to transfer to UW, University of Washington, mm-hmm. to keep my study for my bachelor degree of art. Right. My major is art. You know, after that, my dream is to become an artist.
Well, I think you already are an artist. I've seen your work already. Mm-hmm. Before we started the podcast, we looked at a mural project that he's been involved with, and he's shared some of his oil paintings, and I got to say, they're quite good. So I think you're already an artist.
Thank you. But when I made the one painting for the Independent Study Art for the this winter quarter, I found making portrait and figure oil painting was really a challenge to me.
Really?
I'm not satisfied with my work, so I need to touch up to keep working on this during summer break.
Right.
So I hope to transfer to UW because I found many professors, they specialize in portrait and landscape. Okay. I hope to improve my skill and to create more bigger paintings.
Right. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Well, before we get too much into your art and your art studies, which I definitely want to talk about, especially since most of our international students, they're coming here for engineering degrees, business, computer science. So you're a little bit of a unicorn in that you're studying art. Not many of our international students come for art. But I want to go way back to when you were just a kid in Beijing, right? You grew up in Beijing?
Yeah, yes.
Tell us about the family you grew up in. What did your parents do? Did you have dreams of traveling when you were a kid, about studying overseas, or was this something that happened later?
Yes, I was born in Beijing in a family of architects. My father was an architect, and my mother was a landscape architect.
Right.
So I loved drawing when I was a child. So I studied architecture in China, and I love travel. After graduation, I traveled to in China and in Asia and in Europe and North America. I hope to travel more places like South America and North Africa and back to Europe again after I finished my study in the United States.
Right. Well, I recommend that you go to Morocco at some point.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable architecture and it's rich in color. It's just amazing. Yeah.
Morocco and Tunis.
Yeah. Tunis, of course. Yeah. Wow, very exciting. You graduated, you went to university in China. Where did you go to university?
Chongqing University.
You went to Chongqing, and you were there for 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
Wow. And did you specialize in any particular type of architecture? You know, I know that some people work on ancient architecture to help like restore. And there's so many historical sites in China, but others are, you know, they're designing skyscrapers that are very modern. What was your specialization?
I'm the second because China is a big, huge market.
Yes, it is.
They need many buildings, many projects. So fortunately, I got good opportunities. So I designed a wide range of buildings like housing, office, hotels, the kind of things.
And you did that for how many years?
Nearly 30 years.
30 years?
Yeah, nearly, yeah.
And at the end of 30 years, did you just say to yourself, I'm tired of designing buildings, I'm going to start traveling the world and do art? How did that work?
No, it's not like that, because something happened in my life. I feel reluctant to talk about my parents, you know, because my mother suffered stroke and my father suffered from dementia.
Right.
Both of them were paralyzed.
It's a tough time.
So I was the only child in the family.
Of course.
So I struggled to saving them, support the family. I went through the tough, dark period. You know, I spent a lot of time in hospitals and witnessed some terrible things happening in the like neighboring patients. Terrible things made me feel sad and depressed. So after my mother passed away, I saw life is not like what I expected before. So I determined to change my life and step out of the dark place, you know, like a changing environment, because I suffered from depression for a couple of years. So it's very tough, you know. My friend recommended me to see the doctor, the psychiatrist. You know, so that's why I determined to resume my travel to give me a super big break.
Right. And before we started recording, you told me about an event, a book that you found that kind of, I mean, it wasn't really so much, you know, medicine that helped you. It was this book, maybe. Well, could you tell that story? Because I think it's a really great story. Yeah.
Another inspiration, you know, is like I happened to find a book in the bookstore around 2015. It's called An Illustrated Journey. It's by Danny Gregory. In this book, over 40 artists share their sketches and stories about travel. And as you know, I did travel journals and sketches when I traveled before. So I found, this book resonated with me.
Yeah.
We did the same things. I can do it like artist. And also I found two of artists studied art in School of Visual Art in New York, and another one studied art at University of Art Academy. It's in San Francisco. Okay. And their professors influenced them very well. So I got inspiration. I think I could go there to study.
Right. And you did.
Yeah, I changed my life, unfortunately.
So you packed your bags, bought a ticket, got a
Yeah.
visa,
Yeah.
and where did you go first?
I went to New York. Originally I planned to study art at San Francisco in the school called Academy of Art University.
Okay.
After I visit New York, I changed my mind because I found there are more museums, more art schools in New York. I visited the Met 6
Of
times.
course. Guggenheim.
Guggenheim's, MoMA, my favorite museums.
Sure.
I can spend all days in the museums. So they are providing me a lot of tons of resources.
Yeah.
So I changed my mind, but my English was not good. So my friend recommended me to go to school, study English first. So I studied English at Hunter College in 2018 first.
Yeah. And how long did you study English for?
I studied for 8 months.
Oh, that's
So after I complete my programs at Hunter College, I transferred to South Seattle College.
South Seattle
South,
College.
yes. I had to keep studying English, focusing on English reading and writing. I benefit a lot
Wow.
from these schools. So I want to express my appreciation.
Sure. Well, we may have already said it, but we're at North Seattle doing this interview, but you started at South Seattle College. So
Yeah.
that's really great. You've got to experience two different campuses. So tell, a lot of the listeners, if they're trying to decide which campus they want to go to at Seattle colleges, they have three choices. What did you like about the South Seattle campus? What was it there that you liked so much?
Seattle colleges have 3 campuses.
Yeah.
One in the south, and each of the campus have their own unique feature and
That's true.
strengths. For example, the South Seattle College, if you love plane repairing,
Yeah.
like engineering something, you can go to South Seattle College.
Right.
Also, you can find some like a winery, some culinary courses, and other things.
Landscape.
Landscape, If you love art, I recommend you come to North Seattle College
North, yeah.
because here you will find a wide range of classes.
That's true.
Ranging from 2D to 3D, ranging from lecture courses to student courses.
Cool.
And you'll find many wonderful faculty members.
Right. Have you spent any time on the central campus?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, that's where my office is. So if you come, I'll give you the tour, show you
Okay.
around. It's a
I'll
great
visit
place. But
someday.
it's very different than north and south. It's right in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
So it's very urban.
Yeah, I passed by several times when I went to the store called Bleak Art Supply.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw-
it's right across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope to see Central.
Well, come on down. We'll take you around. We'll show you the place.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
great.
looking forward to seeing you.
Great. So you did a year at South and then transferred to North, or do you did
2 years.
2 years at
years
South? Okay.
English. I studied English and art at South.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took a number of different types of classes. You did things like drawing, design, digital art, art appreciation. I'm curious about. So before the interview, you showed me the travel books that you have, and you do a lot of drawing, sketches in it. Amazing work. What kind of things did you do in the drawing class at South? Is it different than the kind of things you already did?
Yes.
Oh,
Unlike Chinese education, American schools provide a total different experience, learning experience for me.
can you expand on that? Like, how are they different?
For example, in terms of teaching style and content and class activities, for example, many classes have discussion.
Right.
Like the biology classes I took last quarter. The first discussion was food culture.
Food culture.
Food culture. So this is the United States, a country with immigrants from all over the world.
All over the world.
So my classmates, all their family came from different countries.
Mm-hmm.
Some are from Europe, some from Africa, some from Asia. And my teacher, Elizabeth Gollet, she has kind of Native American background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she has ties to Native American. So she shared wild rice.
Mm.
Yeah, a typical Native American food.
Yeah.
And other classmates share their own favorite food and culture and context and stories. So, this opportunity, this discussion enable students to learn not only from teacher, but also from classmates.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, even for the same topic, people look at from different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
So beyond the textbook and textures.
Right.
And
yeah, students that come to the United States or come to Seattle colleges, they'll find that kind of teaching style in almost all their classes.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a teacher at Chengdu Ligong Dashui, then Chengdu Dashui, I used that style there, and a lot of the students were very uncomfortable at first because it was so different than what they're used to.
Oh, really?
And then they would adjust slowly, and then they would start to, get involved in the discussions a little more and do the projects. So it was fun to see.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I did not have any trouble to adapt myself to leading this because I think, I love travel, so I keep open-minded.
Sure.
I'm very curious about new things,
right.
to absorb new things.
Well, you're also a little older, a little wiser. So these are very young people that I was teaching.
Oh.
So, and we had talked a little bit about how, they'd worked so hard to pass the Gaokao. They passed the Gaokao, and now they just want to relax a little bit. They come to university and they're like, oh, I can just play basketball and hang out with my friends. But then in the classroom, it's like, no, we're getting to work, guys. And then they, so some people had a hard time with discipline, like making sure they got their work done, time management. They had a little difficult time with that. Many of them were shy, so they didn't want to participate in classroom discussion. And so it's just a little bit of a change.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. But I'm the different,
sure.
I had very clear goals. I knew what I should have done at school, in university. I focus on the architectural design, some related program studies. Another things I love is drawing and watercolor paintings. I spend a lot of time on this. I think because it's very useful for my future career,
right?
And also for my right now, it build up a solid foundation for me.
Well, it's funny you say future career because you and I are getting to the age now where we're thinking about retirement. I mean, maybe not. Maybe you're not thinking about that. But a lot of the people that I went to school with, they're at the ends of their careers. They're getting ready to, stop working and do their thing. And when I was in China, a lot of people were my age were getting ready to retire, especially women were already retired and men were, not too far away from retirement. But you plan to continue to work for a while?
I think I thought if I, it's hard to say, before my parents got sick, I expected my life would be like my parents, work until retirement. But after my parents got sick, I witnessed some terrible things happen in the hospital. Some people only 60 years old, their hair was black,
right?
With face looked young, but they're paralyzed in a coma. I feel like, wow, the life is so fragile. It's so short.
It's true.
So I must treasure my time, my life. I must do something different before I leave this world.
Right.
So I totally changed my mind seeing that. Another reason is I want to give myself a treat. a break because of a depression.
Yeah,
I want to jump
absolutely.
out of that
Yeah.
darkness, So a change environment. So I decided to go abroad, travel and study,
Well, it agrees with you because
Yeah,
you seem very happy. You seem to be enjoying life right now. So that's a really great change.
It's also rich life.
Yeah.
I'm very busy. Even I'm on vacation. I have tons of things to do,
Right. Yeah, you did 3 quarters, then you take a vacation quarter.
Yeah.
And right now, how are you spending your vacation quarter? You're doing some projects. What are you up to?
First things I review my classes. I subscribe the book of nutrition and software called Wellness and Plus. It's like evaluating the food nutrient. So after classes, I put every stuff like vegetable, fruit, nuts, seed, like milk, cheese, everything I eat. I put it in the software to find what ingredient of each food contains.
Right.
And this software, this class, totally changed my shopping list in
Really?
the grocery store, and even changed in some way my eating habit. I found for my age, we need low calorie and high nutrient dense food.
It's true.
Yeah, I found mango and cauliflower contains more vitamin C and vitamin E, A, so it's very helpful,
Right.
healthy food.
Sure. Well, you look like you're in great shape. Do you also exercise?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you
I
do for exercise?
walking.
Well, a lot of walking.
Yeah, walking.
And this is a great area for
Yeah.
walking.
Before I came to the United States, I swim
Oh, okay.
several times a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Is there any pool near here? Like, I know it's central. We don't have a pool anymore.
Yeah, you
So
know
it's hard
why
to find.
I study at Hunter College. There was a swimming pool in the basement.
Nice.
But unfortunately there was no swimming pool.
It's a little harder, yeah. But walking is great. There's
Yeah.
so many good places to go walking.
That's why I took walking for fitness
Oh, yeah.
class itself at college.
Oh, okay, great. You had to take a physical education class of some sort?
Yes.
Nice.
The yoga and mindfulness.
Well, one of the classes I saw that you took both at South and at North is digital art.
Yeah.
So, what most of the stuff you've shown me have been your own drawings, your oil paintings. What did the digital art classes look like? What did you use? iPads? Did you get on desktop computers? Are you using Photoshop or Illustrator? What are you doing?
I use Photoshop
Okay.
and Illustrators.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so do you do things by hand and like use a tablet to draw on?
I used laptops to make 2D artwork.
Okay.
But I'm good at hand drawing and painting, but I'm very bad at the computer. So for my age,
Sure.
So I struggled going through the digital art classes.
Right.
For the first time, I postponed submitting my work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, my uncle is an artist. I should share his work with you at some point. But he doesn't do any digital art at all. It's all by hand.
But digital art is popular.
It
today,
is.
So I find it very powerful. Two mediums.
I
to
agree.
use.
Very cool. Let's see. So you've taken there was another class you took here at North that I wanted to ask you about. It's called book art.
Yeah.
What exactly is that class, book art?
It's one of my favorite class.
Really? I didn't know.
I took this class with Kelda Madison. As I mentioned, North Seattle College provide a wide range of classes.
Yeah.
And also very unique courses.
Yes.
Like book art and mural art classes.
Yeah. The mural art was very interesting.
The book art is like it's like a combination of 2D and 3D art. And this amazing class broadened my horizons, because I never expect book can made in such unique way. You know, this book can be like a sculpture. It can be, and when I unfold a book, I will show you something.
So those of you who are listening, he's pouring something out.
Yeah, this is the book. It's my final project.
Oh, this is the book art. Yeah.
Final project for the book art.
Yeah.
And there are many types of book, in addition to the normal
just page
paper
after page.
book. Yeah, page after page. You know, this book is called flag book. It's like flag. You know, I traveled in Japan. I traveled to Japan 3 times. I love Japanese food. You know, sushi. Yeah, and raw fish.
Oh,
it's like a flag.
So did you make this?
Yeah, I made this.
This is amazing.
It's made of pen and the color pencil. You know, this flag is, as a matter of fact, it's like a curtain, usually hang
that hangs
in a restaurant and some unique craft shops.
Like a ramen shops, I see.
Yeah. You can find this one. This is a fish
sure.
restaurant and some craft shops. And this is fish shops, fish restaurant. So it's like a sign.
That's really
of
cool.
The restaurants.
Wow.
So I didn't know that this.
So this you did in the book art class as well?
Book art class.
Wow.
This is one of the book art, one of my assignments.
Interesting.
Another assignment is, this book is called Tunnel Books.
Tunnel books, okay.
Yeah. Although it's totally changed your notion, your original ideas about book. It's a 3-dimensional effect.
Right.
You know?
Wow.
It's like a tunnel.
So it's like walking into a cathedral almost.
Yeah. This book
is really cool.
Was based on my travel experience in Canada, in Montreal, and Quebec cities. I visited several cathedrals.
Right.
You can see, I'll write it.
So you do this with pen?
Yeah, with pen.
And
I cut it with paper.
Gotcha.
So it's
that is really cool.
3-dimensional, in depth.
And there are words.
Yeah, words. Yeah. I put some elements, you know, some shells, some, I don't know how to call it, like arch, you know.
That's really cool. I wonder why they, like comic books, they could make into this kind of a tunnel book.
Yeah, tunnel
really,
book.
Really cool.
And this book is called accordion book. It's like accordion, like a musical instrument.
Sure.
It can unfold like this.
Oh, this looks like Cambodia here almost.
Yes, Cambodia, Angkor Wat.
Yeah.
So this book, I also create 3-dimensional effect.
That's amazing.
I will show you. Angkor Wat is a famous Cambodian heritage.
Yeah, near Siem Reap.
It's made of stone temple.
Yeah. For those listeners who have not been to Cambodia in Angkor Wat, go do it.
There are a lot of stone carvings, sculptures, buildings. I try to review these features in my book art, in this accordion book. Try to creating 3D effects. So
cool.
So it's quite different.
So this is the class. They have you do these different types of
books,
these different types of projects.
You can very creative.
Yeah, for sure.
This class is very amazing and eye-opening. Very inspiring. So I can incorporate my travel experience with my artwork. I want to thank Kelda Martinson give me these opportunities.
Yeah. Amazing.
To give me inspiration, and it's like open a new path to the future.
Right. Amazing. Yeah, there's so many great classes you've taken. I'll just read off a couple of them that figure drawing, painting, art history, art business, color theory, and then, all the others that we've already talked about, like oil painting and So yeah, it's such a nice, rich. What other classes haven't you taken yet that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, like a printmaking.
Printmaking. Yeah, great.
I hope to take next quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing worth mentioning is art business.
Yeah. Talk about that.
Another, my favorite class is with Paula Ripson.
Oh.
In this class, I learned a lot of new things I never heard before, like a residency, something. And in the beginning, I said I feel very excited to join in this podcast interview.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, we had rehearsal, like artist talk.
I see.
During the class.
That's awesome.
Each students will give their own talks in front of other students.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting and very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot from my peers.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
So in art business, do they teach you how to like run your own gallery? Do they?
Yeah. A lot of things, a wide range of things. You can learn a lot of very useful knowledge and experience for your future career, like how to write resume, how to make portfolio, how
Super
to make
important.
artist talk,
Mm-hmm.
and how to build contact with art galleries and museums, how to make budget for your artwork.
Right.
A lot of things
Because
preparing art.
It's not inexpensive to do art. My uncle, who's an artist, he spends a lot of money just buying materials to do his art.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a cheap
Yeah.
thing to do. So yeah, knowing how to get your money back and maybe make a living using doing art that's amazing.
It's like make a balance, make your budget.
Right.
How to find a good deal, how to promote your art, how to, give the price to your art.
Right. Well, if you're out there and you're an artist and you're thinking about coming to the United States, thinking about coming to Seattle colleges, there's a very rich program here in art, especially at North. So, yeah, give it some thought. That's really great. I wanted to ask you about a couple of things. You talked before via email, I think, when we were talking about a final project. How long have you haven't finished your final project yet, or have you finished your final project?
Yeah. Each classes had their own final project.
Each one has their own final project.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And
like Little Book Art.
Right. Okay.
Final
Gotcha.
projects.
Let me see. You had mentioned that you had traveled to Canada, to Europe, to Asia, to America. Have you been? But you have not yet been to Latin America.
Yeah. Not
yet.
South and Middle America. I hope to visit.
Hope to do that soon.
After I finish my study. Why I come to the United States? Another reason is to, after I study art, I will be able to look at the world with an eyes of artist.
Right.
I will know what to do, what I should pay attention to.
Right.
I will get more from my travel.
So you do all this travel, you gain all this knowledge. What's your long-term plan? Do you plan to go back to Beijing someday and like having a gallery, or do you?
Of course, I
wanna
hope
teach?
to. My original idea is to resume travel after studying, and I try to incorporate art with my
With your
travel and life experience. But now after COVID, I got inspiration from Deborah, my art teacher at South Seattle College. He encouraged me to make contribution to the communities, and I also got inspiration from other teachers like Emily Gerard and Paula Ripson and Kyoto Madison and Elizabeth Pattinson. So I will make my own voice, like as artist, to protect our planet against the climate change.
Right.
as well as to protect our values of democracy, freedom, justice, and equity against evil forces in the world. So I think
that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. I experience a lot, both good and bad things in my life. I know as artist, I should do something. It's my duty to do something before I leave this world.
That's great. So I love that you're at a different place and you have that kind of a depth to what you're doing. When you're younger, you may not have that kind of thought, but I want to challenge our listeners out there. If you're young and you're thinking about art and, put thought into what you're doing, give your work purpose. And I think it's just a really great way to live. Interesting, we talk to a lot of students about their visa process. You are from China, so you're an international student. How difficult was it to get a visa to come here to be a student? Was it an easy process? Was it challenging?
As a matter of fact, it's not as easy as I got the first B1 visa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember the visa officer asked me many questions.
I'll bet.
I felt she suspected my purpose. But I want to thank her because, it's not only a question for visa, it's also a question to reflect upon my life.
Right.
Because I mentioned before, my life has totally changed. So I think I have my clear goal and dreams. I traveled, I made artwork, I made my journal books, sketches. I try to incorporate the artwork with my life experience. And I'm pretty sure I will get much more than I expected. Something like book art, like mural art classes, like art business class, like oil painting. I never did oil painting before. So
you do great work.
Yes. Studying here is not only learning new things, but also exploring new things, exploring your life. You'll find more opportunities, new paths to the future. I'm pretty sure I will be able to add new additional elements to my study plan or life plans, whatever. Everything can be changed.
For sure. Wow. All right, great. Let's see. I think that one of the... Oh, wait, do you hear that? That means it's time for our trivia time. So in trivia time, I usually ask 5 questions to our guests, and if you answer them all correctly, you're on the wall of fame. And if you don't answer them correctly, don't worry. You won't cry too much tonight. So let's get to question number 1. Question number 1 is this. Name one national park near Seattle.
Olympic Park.
Olympic Park, that's great. Bonus question, can you name the other 2?
Discovery Park?
Oh, no, Olympic National Park. Then we have Mount Rainier.
Oh, yeah, Mount Rainier.
And then North Cascades National Park.
Oh, Cascade. Yeah, I know the Cascade building in the south side corner.
Very good, yeah. Okay,
Cascade.
Question number 2. To the west of the city, there's a large body of water. What is the name of that water?
Oh, Puget Sound.
The Puget Sound, very good.
Puget Sound, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's great, good.
And another name is Sally Sea.
Is the what?
Sally Sea is also another name for the Puget Sound.
I didn't know that. So I
learned this name from my biology of North. I learned this name from the class of biology Pacific Northwest with Elizabeth Gollett. It's an amazing class because it's focused on self-guided field trip. Yeah, allowing us to visit, wetland park.
Right.
Yeah, it's called Washington Park Arboretum, and Forest Park is called Carthage Park, and Richmond Beach Park.
Right. And so you go to these places
Yes.
on your own. Nice.
Exploring the plants, birds, animals.
And you told me that you don't have a car, so how do you get to these places?
I go by bus. It's very convenient.
You go by bus. All right, this comes to your third question then. Bus is one way to get around the city. Can you name another method that students can use to get around Seattle?
Yeah, there's a one line. There's like a subway.
It's a subway, yeah.
It's called one line.
Yeah.
Lightway.
And pretty soon there will be a second line
Yeah.
that'll go out towards Bellevue.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's slowly, I mean, it's not Beijing, but it's slowly building.
Yeah. But I took one line very often
Yeah.
when I went to downtown, to art museums and art fair.
Nice.
Very convenient.
Yeah, it's super convenient.
Very
Yeah,
reliable.
I agree. All right, next question. You go to school here at North Seattle. You went to school at South Seattle. Now, each campus has an animal that's related to the campus. What is the animal here at North Seattle College?
The tree frog.
The tree frog. That's right. Have you seen the tree frogs?
I heard the
hear 'em.
thing in the evening.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, in the morning sometimes.
Right, right. Okay, last question. Now, normally I would ask, what was the last movie you saw? But because you're in the art program, I'm going to ask, who is your favorite artist? Who gives you the most inspiration? Is it Gauguin? Is it Monet? Is it, maybe an artist that I've never heard of maybe from China? I don't know. Who's your biggest inspiration?
Maybe Van Gogh.
Ah, Van Gogh.
Yeah, I read his biology because I feel impressed.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see his artwork when you were in Europe?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I saw many his work in
Well, he has a museum in Amsterdam.
Yeah, but I visit the museum called Orsay Museum in Paris.
Yes, Paris.
Yeah, there are many.
Musée
There's a
d'Orsay.
Starry Night.
Mm-hmm.
And I also saw Van Gogh's self-portrait
Mm-hmm.
at the Met
Right.
and the MoMA in New York.
Yeah.
It's the original one.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, also another self-portrait in the National Art Gallery in
Right, in
Washington,
Washington,
D.C.
D.C.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I took photo with him.
Of course.
With Van Gogh.
Of course. That's great. Well, very good. Nice job. You got them all. You're on the Wall of Fame. Dun, 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 dun. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, before we wrap up, and this has gone a little long, so I appreciate all your time that you've spent with us today. But last question, there are students overseas, maybe they're in China, maybe they're in Africa, but they're thinking about coming to the United States to study, but they're a little nervous. What advice would you give students that are thinking about coming here, maybe coming to Seattle colleges? What would you tell them?
Yeah, first, I'll share my stories. I was introverted, a shy boy in the past. I did not love travel at all. I remember when I worked, my friends invited me to Shanxi, to Wutaishan.
Mm-hmm.
It's a famous resort place. It's a famous religious place.
Mm-hmm.
I refused. You can't believe.
I
I
can't.
did not love travel at all at that time. But fortunately, I had very good friends. They read all the books. They travel a lot. And one of friends shared his own travel story, and photos he took, his amazing photos.
Mm-hmm.
I was inspired by him. So I thought maybe I should try travel some days. So in 1999, I traveled alone.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I could not help stopping.
Just that's it. That's all you're going to do.
My friend opened a new door to me. I found a new world.
Sure.
And eventually totally changed my life.
Yeah.
Without him, I would not be here in the United States. I taught this story to many, my classmates, my teachers. I share these stories. Another friend, he loved travel too. He worked in Tibet. He invited me to Tibet two times. So I traveled there. I want to thank my friends. I feel very grateful for them.
Right.
They changed my life. So precious your friends.
Right.
Precious your friendship.
Choose your friends carefully.
Yeah, choose friends carefully. Choose the right friends.
Right.
Because they will influence you and change your life.
It's true.
And another thing is life and everything can be changeable. You cannot imagine, you cannot expect everything. Life is a miracle. You know, when I walked along the corridor, I saw a lady work in front of the computer's desktop in his office. I thought, oh, if I did not come to the United States, if not study English in Hong Kong College, I would be like her, working in front of a computer all days.
All day.
So I feel life was really a miracle.
Right.
I could not imagine before.
Well, those are great things to think about if you're out there listening. But yeah, I agree. Those are good. Anything you want to say in your native language, in Chinese, before we go? Anything you want to say to anybody back home, or to inspire the kids? It's something I didn't do in the first season of this, but I want to give people the opportunity to use their own language if they want to deliver a message. 我们可以用中文啊。
我想说，保持一种开放的心态。积极进取，向上，永不放弃。像我这么大岁数的人都在努力学习。中国有句名言，有句古话叫“活到老，学到老”。所以说，永远不要懈怠，一定要坚持，因为生活可以更加精彩。实际上，生活远远比你想象的更加精彩。Life could be much more amazing, wonderful than you expected. Just be brave. Walk. 勇往直前，永不停歇。
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for being on the show. It's been a pleasure meeting you, and we'll hopefully get to go hiking soon, sometime soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure.
It's so exciting experience. It's for the first time.
Well, hopefully it won't be your last. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Conversations With is painstakingly crafted for you by the Seattle College's International Programs Department and supported by the lovely folks here on our campus. This show is produced and edited by me, Evan Franulovich. We welcome your emails and questions about coming to Seattle Colleges. Please reach out to us via our website, or just give us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, as this helps others discover the show. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube at Seattle Colleges INTL. That's Seattle Colleges INTL. And be sure to check out all of the shows here on Conversations With. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.